Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is
Friend of the show, Ben Montoya.
And Evan Aubrey. I would got more
Evan,
more rumblies than the tumblies, but not bleh.
I feel like there was a split second before you were like, am I gonna do an Ian impersonation right now or just like roll with it?
Hey guys, it's Ian Davis doing a Ben impersonation.
Whoa.
Meta.
Hey, it's me, Ian, and I just want to say that I accidentally fell into a D&D portal and I couldn't get out tonight. So
Are you there, God? It's me, Ian.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not on this week's episode. I Choose You. So to the listeners at home, unfortunately, Ian couldn't join us tonight for reasons we actually don't know at the moment. We assume he's asleep, but he might not be. Hopefully, he's just asleep. But it's an unfortunate turn of events for I Choose You Nation. A morning nation looks to a new light for guidance. But anyway, the last week episode was jam-packed, and this one's going to be light. It's going to be a delightful taste on your tongue kind of situation.
Kick back, relax, open a drink. Jeremy, I know you got a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, crack a cold one. What do you got?
I've got a Bosque Brewing Company Elephants on Parade beer.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I am so sorry.
Yeah. Evan's
Ben,
just
what do you
going
got?
ham tonight. He's trying to make up for Ian not being here.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
drink for the both of us.
Yeah. Sounds like you're pregnant.
I'm drinking a recent Jeremy fave, the Belching Beaver peanut butter milk stout.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one. That's a good fall flavor.
Oh yeah.
So I think we have to let the listeners know a very important detail, which is, as we're recording this, which is on Monday, literally this afternoon, I got back from the airport from visiting Ben in San Diego, California. We spent the weekend together, and I had this Belching Beaver peanut butter stout, and it was pretty good.
The reviews are in.
Is it from San Diego?
I think it's from Oceanside technically, but that is in San Diego County.
But like you had it on tap, or did you just get it out of Ben's fridge?
Oh
We
no.
went to a liquor store.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah. And I was like, Ben, what's good? And he was like, and then he like pointed at it and was like, that peanut butter one's pretty good. And I was like, peanut butter? You know, I had a lot of peanut butter based alcohol on my trip this weekend, which is interesting.
Do tell, Jeremy.
Well, so Ben gave me the peanut butter beer, which again, very good.
Yeah.
But then Ben's girlfriend, Asia, has a friend who works at a bar in San Diego, and we went there, and their specialty is they have their own specialized, is it whiskey? I think
Peanut butter whiskey is a thing, yeah.
Peanut butter whiskey.
Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Is the
Oh, I
brand.
love Screwball. Yeah.
So this is the bar where that originates.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yes. So every night I drink peanut butter based alcohol.
I guess that's true. I didn't think it was really every night, but I think it was.
And I didn't plan on doing that. So that's my main food recommendation for San Diego is they have a lot of peanut butter based drinks that are quite delightful for a variety of reasons. I also like the peanut butter whiskey. I've never had it before because I don't think I see it in the store this far east. Kind of situation. I think it's mostly a West Coast thing.
Yeah. That's a good one. Jeremy, did you also have toast with jam?
I did. But
You did? So then that's basically
separately.
not a PB&J in your Tums.
I had toast with jam this morning for breakfast.
There you go.
But I didn't have any peanut butter beer with that. Though maybe I don't know if that would go together or not. I will say the Screwball whiskey does just taste like it just tastes like liquid peanut butter. Like
Yeah.
It's so good.
I had a straight shot of it, and it was thicker than like a normal hard liquor.
Yeah.
Like regular whiskey, but it was not as thick as like a smoothie or actual peanut butter. So it felt like you were just drinking it, and it was kind of a weird.
It's like
kinda
in
like
between
creamer.
a whiskey and a liqueur. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Super smooth though. Like just
Yeah.
I mean they just pour those shots at that bar like, all the time, and it's just you can't even tell there's alcohol in it really. It just tastes
Very
like peanut butter
dangerous.
ice cream or
And then
something.
you're just wasted.
Chewsday.
Does happen. One thing that we did not order that you can order at that place is a margarita tower,
Yes.
Oh,
which is like a giant, like basically like a dispenser. Like it's a giant pitcher that's like 3 feet tall that they like fill up with like a bunch of alcohol and they put it on your table, and it's like it has like a spigot that you like pull and fill up your cup, and
it's like at a potluck when someone brings punch. It's like a
yes,
punch bowl full of.
But
That's
it's really
amazing.
tall. It's like 3 feet tall.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
And
You
I was
should just
telling
not put a cup under there, but just like put your face underneath it.
You know what? I'm sure someone's done it.
and I was telling Ben, I was like, I enjoy a good margarita, but that'd simply be too much margarita at once. Like
Yeah.
I would probably like vom all day and then not want one anymore.
I feel like if you had a party of like 12 people, like
Yeah.
each one could get a good glass and it'd be like, this was economical, probably.
Nice.
But like
Probably.
for small parties, it might be a little adventurous,
Mm.
for sure.
Mhm.
At that same place, though, we did have some amazing chicken wings, which
Yes,
I
very
consider to
good
be the
chicken
best in
wings.
town.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I do recommend the chicken wings at the Holding Company bar, not grill, but just bar.
Mhm.
Very, very good. But look, that was a fun experience.
Yeah.
Asia's friend was a waitress there, so we got like 2/3 of our meal for free. So that was pretty
Oh,
nice.
hell yeah.
Those peanut butter whiskey shots actually were free. So
Wow.
that's what made them taste even sweeter.
Yes. So the no dollar bills had to go to them.
Free
but-
99.
Yes. But really, the dining experience to tell everyone here about is that the plane touches down in the airport. We get into Ben's car, and he's like, "We're gonna go to the mothership," and I'm like, "What is that?"
Get in, loser. We're going to mother.
Yes. And I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, a thing. It's like a restaurant, I think." And I'm like, "It's like a restaurant. What does that mean?" And he's like,
Okay.
Okay,
So they
you tell
describe
me.
it as 90-minute experiences, quote unquote.
Nice.
So I thought that when you went in, they did like a whole like a show. Like you went in and there's like a stage show that you
Yeah,
saw.
dinner and a show.
Yeah, it's like a burlesque thing or anything. So anyway, we get to Ben's apartment and then we head over to up where the restaurant is, and there's a 2.5 hour wait. So we put her name on the list, and then we go back to Ben's apartment because it's like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Not an issue.
That's honestly the main reason why we wanted to go, is because it's been open for like a couple months and it's like pretty hot shit
Mhm.
in the San Diego foodie community.
You gotta do it.
Yes.
And it's really close. So we just chilled at the apartment while we waited.
And when we put our names down, there are people in astronaut outfits waiting to get in.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
do we need to wear a costume? Is there a dress code? Do we have to play along with this bit? And Ben was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on." And so I was a little concerned at that. But okay, so we come back. We're the three of us, and they're like, welcome in. You're gonna go on a tropical space adventure." And I was like, "Wow, a tropical space adventure? I bet there's gonna be like maybe some Muppets that like sing songs."
Yes.
Is Luke Skywalker there?
Yeah, is Grogu there? Can I have a baby Yoda, please?
Were they into it, or was it like, welcome, you're gonna go on a space adventure?
Oh, no.
I mean,
Okay.
that Mater D was like, "Hey, you're gonna have a great time. Welcome
Yeah.
to our restaurant." So
Pretty
they
excited.
they're excited to get there. And then we went in, and it was like a rainforest cafe, but in space. Like
Hell yeah.
A little bit.
I will say there was no shows. I was a little disappointed. No like puppets.
No
I'm sad-
animatronics.
No, yeah, I'm sad there wasn't like like an alien that came out and was like, "Your order, sir,"
Yeah.
or whatever.
So it wasn't really an experience. It was just like fun decor with
Well-
what was the food? What was the kind of food?
It was mostly a bar. Like they had a very
Yeah.
long cocktail menu, and then kind of
Mhm.
like food items that you could split between a group, which we did. We basically
Yeah.
got all of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we split that. So it was more like a tapas thing, if you will.
Yeah.
But the main thing you get there is our drinks. And they have a variety of tropical beverages. So it's basically like a gussied up tiki bar.
Nice.
Definitely.
As is what I would
Yeah.
definitely call it. Except there's a lore introduction on your menu that is
There
like,
is like some lore, but it doesn't matter.
no, it does. It doesn't change the fact. I read it. I read it out loud, and it told me that some fucking people got lost in space, and then they crash landed on this planet where apparently like rum flows from the like ground or something and bubbles up, and they made delicious tropical drinks, and that's what we're having right now.
Yeah.
And that
Incredible.
because of their crash, they're on permanent vacation, which
Ooh.
sounds much more ominous than it actually was in practice.
In space.
I've got to say.
Well,
But
and
yeah,
to loop
no.
around to what you were asking, Evan, about the 90-minute thing, and where that, number comes from, I think I just, like, at a certain point, just realized that it was basically just like, you're going to be at this table for 90 minutes, and that's your maximum time, not like it's a prescribed, like, you will get the full effect of the, everything if you're here for 90 minutes.
It's more of like 90 minutes and you're out of here, Buster.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, you can't just, like, show up and hang out there all night.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, I mean, maybe eventually you can, but it's not very big, and it was really crowded. So
Yeah.
obviously they just want to have some turnover that could like keep their like. So it's just not like the same like 60 people sitting there for like 5 hours.
So
Nerd.
there wasn't just stuff. There wasn't stuff to do. There wasn't like a McDonald's play place inside of this restaurant. It was just like,
No.
it was like, ooh, look at that.
No, it was just
No.
it was definitely ooh, look at that. There was some fake rocks on the wall and some like fun like kind of like tropical space music. So it was like some synthesizers and vibraphones going on at the same time.
There were stars on the ceiling that
Mm-hmm.
actually had shooting stars, which was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
There are water features and stuff. So I had a fun time. The drinks I had were pretty good. Like I had one that had like a starfruit, basically tasted like a Hawaiian punch, but a little of that kick that.
And they rated
Gotcha,
all their
Joe.
drinks
drinks on a spectrum of cruisin', which is like low alcohol content, to ludicrous speed,
Nice.
which is the most, let's get fucked up kind of drink.
No plaid.
No plaid.
No. But the food there was really weird. It was definitely a strange food experience. We got a quote unquote donut that was a like ring of squash that was like flash fried and like covered in like some sort of it was like flash fried in like funnel cake dough.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Or batter or
Interesting.
whatever.
And we realized like halfway through a meal that all of the food was vegetarian. Like
Yes.
Oh, that's their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The quote unquote rice was these giant balls of rice. They weren't like grains of rice. So it was like they like, boiled them down. Or I don't know. They processed the rice into like a flour into these like kind of big sticky like balls that were covered in like chimichurri sauce and whatnot.
Whoa.
What else was there?
A potato where it was like so what it was is like they got potato, like they did like mashed potatoes, and then they got it and they formed it into cubes, and then they fried those cubes and then put a sauce on it. It was pretty good.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like future food for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like Dippin' Dots all the way down.
But I will say a little bit overhyped.
Yeah. Not worth a 2.5 hour wait.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, it wasn't an issue because we just went to Ben's apartment, so it was like, that didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But if it was like a thing where I was like walking down the street and I was like, "What's this?" and I went in, I would be like, "That's fun," and I would probably rate pretty highly. But if you're like, we got to do this kind of situation, it's definitely good. You're gonna be a little disappointed. But
Take me off to space.
Yeah.
But for any nerds who are coming to
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con in the
And I
near
bet
future,
I bet there are some fucking nerds who would like that. That's
probably
like,
gonna be
it's
packed."
just like a Star Trek in here or whatever.
Hence the
I will
space
say,
suits.
I mean, the drinks were really good. So
The drinks
it's
were
a
good.
great place to go to just like have a couple drinks or something.
Yeah.
Because those were definitely very good.
Solid.
Yeah, and rounding out my San Diego food thing, I had a California styled burrito, which was very good. I had some tacos, which were also very good. Some
Ben, did you
sushi.
take Jeremy to that taco place that we went to?
I did. I took them to the taco stand.
Yeah.
The taco stand.
The one and only?
Yeah.
I would say all the food I had was pretty darn tasty. for brunch on Sunday. We sat in front of like this bar and watched a DJ the whole time, which was fun. Like our brunch DJ, which is definitely something I haven't. I've seen like live performance at like restaurants before, but not at like DJ that was just like on the sidewalk performing.
Oh man, speaking of DJs, quick segue before we get to the rest of the show. I went to this bar, this like dive bar in San Francisco the other night, and we went. There was this back room where this guy was like, "It's time for the dance party," and they were like trying to get people to like get into this like dance room area because the DJ was like starting or whatever. And there was this guy there who brought his like tiny dog. I don't know what was up with it. It was old or like something was up. It had the thing where its like tongue was sticking out like permanently. But he had the music was bumping, but the dog had like earmuffs on. So he was just like vibing with this dog, like carrying it the entire time and just like and just like dancing with his tiny dog. It was the weirdest thing.
Weird.
That is weird.
I'm kind of imagining a dog that looks sort of like a Muppet. Like it's just kind of like one of those
It
raggedy
kind of
white
was.
dogs.
It was very raggedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, what are we doing, Jeremy? What are we?
Why are we here? Why are we gathered here tonight?
Yeah.
We gathered here today to talk about this crazy thing called life, which is about cooking and eating Pokemon. Each week on I Choose You.
That's what it's about.
We randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. And then we talk amongst ourselves who has the best Pokemon, the most delicious one, the one that will satiate our palates. And we decide who has the best democratically. And it's great, and we all have fun, and we laugh, and we cry, and there's adventure and romance and all that business. I Choose You. Ben was the winner last week. Oh, and the Pokemon we're cooking this week is Meowstic. Meowstic is the Pokemon we're cooking this week. I remember I forgot that last week. Ben, can you tell us you are the winner. Tell us what your recipe is.
Gladly. I do. I am waiting for the romance subplot of this season.
Yeah.
So far, it's been nothing.
Yeah.
Who do you ship? Yeah. No, maybe I take that back. Don't give that out into the internet.
Well, so yeah, so I started, thinking about a recipe for this week with Meowstic, which I didn't really know a ton about, honestly.
The evolution of Esper, which is a big meme Pokemon.
Right, and I knew Esper more than I knew Meowstic. I found the Pokedex entries to be really interesting, like the fact that it has ear-like or eye-like organs under its ears, apparently. And those can emit psychic energy, quote, powerful enough to obliterate a 10-ton truck or tanker into dust.
I know.
So
I read that and I was like, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And very specific. But the thing that I gravitated to in terms of a recipe was down in the trivia section of the Bulbapedia page, which says that it could be based off of this sort of like cat, yokai, possibly. But my eyes gravitated towards the bottom, which said, in addition, its folded ears are similar to the, quote, Scottish fold breed of cat. Which I recommend everyone look up right now because this freaking cat and its ears is really cute.
Aw, I've seen this cat before. It is very cute.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
It's like it doesn't have like long. It's got really stubby little ears that just
little
like
nubs.
barely kind of like pop up over its head. And they kind of hang over it. It's just a really adorable little cat.
I look at these pictures on the Wikipedia page, and they're very cute.
Yeah. So my mind then sort of went like, how can I incorporate, Meowstic into the Scottish fold, if you will, So I started looking into Scottish pastries, so that I can, get my Scottish fold on, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And turns out there's not a ton of recipes that really get that same sort of like buttery, puff pastry like aesthetic going.
Are they all just like full of haggis or something?
The one Scottish recipe anyone could name. I guess blood sausage is also up there.
Well, so yeah, I didn't know much about Scottish food, specifically Scottish like baked goods. So I started doing some research, and it was tough to find something that had like that super floury, like folded pastry kind of aesthetic that I was trying to shoot for. But I did land on something instead, which is called the Clootie dumpling.
All right, tell us about it.
So today I'm going to be making a Meowstic Clootie dumpling. So the Clootie dumpling is actually kind of less of a dumpling.
You should say Clootie dumpling again.
That's what it's called. It's called the Clootie dumpling.
It's a funny name. I'm sorry.
That's Jeremy. It's 90% of the why I chose it.
That's true for a lot of things.
So the Clootie dumpling is it's kind of more like a boiled cake, actually. And so, basically what you're doing is like making this sort of like fruit cakey, almost like dough, like this very like thick, hearty dough, and then putting it in like a cheesecloth and tying it up and boiling it in the cheesecloth, and then you take it out and then you like serve it with like some ice cream or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a very holiday type of dessert.
I don't want to be rude to the fine people of Scotland, but I will say it's very UK of them that they're like, oh, what a great dessert. We're going to boil it.
Yeah, let's just boil everything.
Let's boil it and put some ice cream on it. Bada bing, bada boom. It's a dessert.
Well, and apparently the, Clootie dumpling is made with suet, which is like animal fat. So I'm thinking that we can kind of substitute the, typical cow suet for some Meowstic suet, or Meowsuet, if you will.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh, the picture of this actually, like yes, we gave it shit, but I would totally eat this. This looks so good.
It does look good. Like it looks like a nice wintry, like, pound cake type of situation.
Yeah, I'm all about it. All right, give me that boiled dough.
Yeah, so basically you're just kind of gonna mix together a dough with flour and oatmeal that Meowsuet, sugar, some spices, including ginger, cinnamon,
40.
What?
40 Spice, like the Spice Girls.
Nice. Nice. Some allspice and nutmeg as well. And then you're going to add some sugar, currants, and raisins, which makes it all like solidify for me like a red wall type of aesthetic, maybe.
Yep.
And then baking powder and bicarbonate of soda, which I don't know what the fuck that is.
Bicarbonate of soda is sodium bicarbonate.
Nice.
Is that not like baking powder? Is that different?
I do believe it is used in baking powder. But let me.
It's just more refined.
This it's from a Scottish website, so I'm not going to make any presuppositions here.
It's baking soda.
All right.
It's just a fun word. Yep.
Well, it's just it's the common word is baking soda. I knew, you said baking powder and it's baking soda. I know there is a difference, but I can't tell you off the top of my head what it is.
Anyway, you're going to, mix all that stuff together, baking powder, baking soda. I don't give a shit. With all of
gives a fucking damn.
With all of your flour and oatmeal and suet and sugar and all that stuff that I just mentioned. And then you're going to add in treacle, which is a similar UK delight, along the lines of like a molasses, some sort of like refined, sugar syrupy, viscous substance.
Again, not to be rude to the fine people of the United Kingdom, but they're like, oh, we have a delicious sugar thing, and we're going to call it treacle. Get the fuck out of here.
And it's in circumstances like this where instead of using treacle, I'm actually going to use treaco,
Yeah, I know.
There it is.
In sort of maybe like a sugarcane, reduced tar-like substance. So you're gonna start mixing that in with some milk and start to form like a nice sticky dough. That this is where the traditional Scottish fold comes in, because then you're gonna knead that dough.
There it
Yeah.
is.
And you're gonna just want to take one half and fold it right on top of the other.
Just once.
And that's what they call the old Scottish fold.
I see.
So then you're going to kind of coat it in a flour, an extra flour, so that it's dry and you're able to kind of handle it a little bit. And once everything's kind of like all mixed in together, you're gonna put it in your cheesecloth. You're gonna boil it. You're gonna take it out. The person that I was watching on YouTube do this, like, dunked it in like cold water after boiling it, so that it doesn't stick to the cheesecloth as much. And then you take it out, flip it upside down, and it's formed kind of like a bagel-like skin on the outside. And then on the inside it's cooked, very pound cake like. And then you just slice it up, serve it with some ice cream and or like some whipped cream or whatnot. And there you have what was it? Sorry, Meowstic.
The Clutie dumpling.
Meowstic Clutie dumpling.
Clutie dumpling. How could
Yeah.
you
You know what?
forget the name of it?
Well,
When
I forgot Meowstic.
when I come visit this December, I might try to make this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're gonna make some Clutie dumpling?
Challenge accepted.
All right, cool.
All right.
I don't know where to buy
Scotland
suet,
on
though.
hand.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
It feels like I've seen it in enough pastry kind of recipes that it seems not impossible to find. But I personally am not that adventurous when it comes to baking, so I have no idea where to get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my recipe.
Lovely.
Nice. Evan, what's your recipe this year?
So this year, my recipe is So my recipe this year, we're making Southern Meowsticky. So the recipe itself was based off of sticky chicken, but I was going to say Meowsticky sticky wicket. or something, because it's not chicken. It's just Meowstic. That's the sticky thing.
It's a game of cricket here.
Yeah. So what this basically is, it's modeled after your like classic like sticky chicken wing, but we're going to use the Meowstic tails, which I assume are a little bit like meatier than a normal cat tail. There's a lot going on there. Like maybe it looks bushy, but as soon as you get all the fur off, there's some meat to that tail.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna take your Meowstic tails and you're gonna get in a Ziploc bag. You're gonna combine some honey, some ketchup, some soy sauce, hot sauce of your choice, Worcestershire sauce, paprika, and garlic.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna add your tails in there, and you're just gonna like shake that all up, get that all nice, and let that one marinate for a little bit. And then you're gonna refrigerate it, and then you're gonna preheat your oven to 325 degrees, and you're gonna get a cast iron skillet out, put some oil on the bottom of that, just enough to like coat the bottom, and you're gonna like lay gently your tails onto the skillet and pop that in the oven. And then you've got some extra marinade that you made earlier, and you're gonna basically just pour that over the finished Meowsticky tails.
Does sound sticky.
Yeah, this is like you go to a B-dubs and you're like I'm watching football or whatever, the big game coming up, and
Okay, so B-dubs is Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you at home, B-dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Got your M-stick and your B-dubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call Wingstop? What's that fun name? Is it Dub S?
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
I'm the best.
I don't know anyone who goes to Wingstop, so they don't call it anything.
I don't know
Wingstop
anyone
is
who goes
mid.
to Wingstop.
I will admit I've only been to a Buffalo Wild Wings maybe twice in my life. One of them was to try their wing challenge, and I threw up afterwards because it was too much.
Gross.
Yeah.
Me and Ben were talking about this, but I said after eating hot dogs, wings are probably the second most like sporting food that you eat.
Oh,
like competitions.
Next to pie, probably.
Yeah, I guess
pie's probably close. Maybe it's like a tie.
I feel like pie might be second place. Chicken wings is maybe a third.
Chicken wings. So like that's a dangerous game to play. You have to have like regulation chicken wings because I imagine people would be like choking on like small bones or something.
These regulation wings.
Well, like right, because like you can't have any like tiny pieces choking hazards for children or whatever.
I don't think any children are eating my chicken wing.
Well, that's why you need a pro so that you can take it straight. Like I feel like the pros, they have like perfect bone avoiding techniques.
They just like suck it right off the bone and
well, they're like Scooby-Doo's or Shaggy's where they like stick it in their mouth and then they just pull it out and it's
the entire chicken comes out.
Yeah.
Though I guess you bring up an interesting point, which is that if you have chicken wings that are a little on the drier side and less slurpable, straight off the bone, like the ones that are going to be a little more tender, like slow cooked maybe.
Those are the ones I gravitate toward.
Right. There's going to be a speed advantage, in terms of eating. The situation changes completely when you start adding in some dry ass chicken wings.
Now I'm just imagining dunking chicken wings in water to eat them faster.
Well, I guess you could use ranch. You could have a giant cup of ranch.
God, that's so much ranch.
Your fucking stomach's just gonna revolt after a certain point. But this brings up another point, which is why we were talking about competitive eating contests. Evan, have you heard the young ones, the children, the Gen Zs,
the younglings?
Yes, the younglings. Have you heard them call hot dogs glizzies?
I've heard the word, but is that a Gen Z thing? I thought it was like an East Coast thing. I thought that's like an Ian thing.
I don't know what thing it is exactly, but I've heard young people call hot dogs glizzies. So you have heard that people call hot dogs glizzies, though.
Yeah, I've heard of the glizz, but I haven't heard of.
I've heard of the glizz.
Yeah, I've never like not in everyday speak or not like, ooh, the kids are on Twitter saying the glizz.
Well, what they do is they say, "Oh man, I could really like slurp a glizzy right now," and that means eat a hot dog.
Jesus Christ!
And the guy like who eats hot dogs a lot on the 4th of July, Joey Chestnut, they call him the glizz champ.
So looking it up on Urban Dictionary, the sentence that it comes with is, Pops wasted no time to throat the glizzy. He a real glizzy gladiator.
Oh, God.
That sentence alone makes me not want to eat it.
Why is it directed at Pops? I'd be more like comfortable if it was more like a peer, but the fact that it's like an elderman, an elder statesman of the barbecue, like slamming glizzies, I don't like that.
Well,
see, I've heard the word. Okay, I've heard the word on Twitter, but it was appropriated to something hot dog shaped, but not a hot dog.
Yeah.
That's
the obvious association you go to first, right? Because I'm not going to say, but it rhymes with but but the main thing is that it's just such a strange word for hot dog. It has no related letters or sounds or
no. There's not glazed.
Yeah.
I'm getting a glazed hot dog.
Yeah. This is my challenge to the listeners at home. Come up with a glizzy equivalent word for chicken wings. Like, I want to go to a Wingstop and I want to be the glizz champ of the Wingstop. But Wingstops.
It's a third tier wings, my guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the hard part about that is that, like we were saying, there's no phonetic relationship between hot dog and glizzy. We'd have to go through like several layers of like Middle English or something to find like the correct root. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure Middle English was really concerned with hot dogs.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you call them? Like bazongos or something? I don't know.
Bazongos.
Bazongo King.
Sounds more like titties.
I mean, glizzy, it's all bad.
Like in Hocus Pocus.
Oh, yes.
I want to tell you something funny. As I was doing the New York Times crossword today, and one of the clues was honkers,
Oh shit!
Wow.
and
Wow.
the answer was horns. But
Got him.
I thought that was funny.
Got him.
Wow.
Well, Jeremy, what's your recipe?
Okay, so
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
you don't want to be the glizz champ anymore.
No. Give up my title.
I was thinking about
Retired.
Meowstic, and this is another tricky one where it's like, what am I gonna do with this? Just fucking cat or whatever. But it can turn its enemies into dust with
Yeah, it can
psychic
vaporize a
ability.
10-ton truck, Jeremy.
I
That's not
know.
nothing.
Ooh.
It's quite a lit. And they're very territorial because it talks about how the males try to keep the females, and they use their psychic powers to stop like possibly like interlopers in that situation.
Mm.
So here I'm gonna set a scene for you. We're gonna do a little bit of role playing right now.
Okay. Wait.
So imagine.
Okay.
So imagine you have a male and female Meowstic, and they're hanging out. They're macking on each other, what have you.
All right.
Another male Meowstic's like hopping down the lane. He's got hard eyes for the female Meowstic. You know what I'm saying? Or the male one. Let's not.
Sure.
All right.
Everybody. But they're not the couple. They're not swingers. You know what I'm saying? They want to defend their territory. So the second Meowstic is coming in. And the original one is like, fuck that shit. It uses its psychic ability, and it's like, whoosh, and it Ascension blomps the other Meowstic into dust, and it's gone. It's turned into dust. It's like a real Sandman situation over there. Here's what I do: is I come out from my bush that I was watching this from behind, and I got my little vacuum cleaner, and I scoop up the Meowstic dust, and with me, I have a delightful assortment of roasted almonds.
Just let me pull out my almonds while I'm watching cats have a fight over a threesome.
Yeah, I have roasted dried almonds, caramelized dried apples, cinnamon, beetroot, and rooibos. Tea.
Oh, I see where this is
going. And I
going.
dump my Meowstic dust into my tea mix, my rooibos mix. And what do I have? I have Meow's tea.
Nice.
And that's what I'm doing. And you boil up some nice water, mix it in, you let it steep for 5 to 6 minutes at about 208 degrees Fahrenheit. Get a nice, rich, little slightly sweet, slightly bitter flavor coming all together. And when you're all done, you can use the dregs of the tea to read the future using the mystic psychic powers of the Meowstic.
Let's go.
Meow's
Wow.
tea. So perhaps we can use these teas to foretell the fortunes of lovers or see the falls of kingdoms, but all can be read in my cup of tea.
Yeah. Gotta snatch one up before things get meowsty, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Ooh.
That's Meow's SDY, right?
Yeah. Sure.
I really enjoy an almond tea.
Almond teas are
I do
delicious.
too.
It's
Underutilized.
Seriously, it's really nice.
Look, the listeners at home, I love almond flavored like food items just generally. I like almonds, which are great. But like almond like dessert items like an almond croissant or a really good marzipan are so good. I love almond tea. There's a restaurant in town that has a delicious almond tea latte, and it's so fun because they bring it out and it has a little bit of foam on top. You start stirring it, and it's like the actual like liquid is like bright pink.
Whoa.
And I don't know exactly. I don't know why exactly, but it's like this bright pink color, and it just tastes so damn good. I'm like, oh baby, this is a weird looking drink, but it tastes so good.
I'm in.
So I'm imagining it's a little bit like that kind of situation. Obviously,
yes.
It's not a latte yet. You can put in some foamed milk if you want to make it one.
You could like draw a little Meowstic face in the for the little like foam art.
There you go. I like that. So you're imagining that basically like vaporized Meowstic is essentially roasted almonds?
No, we have roasted almonds. The Meowstic in itself brings its own unique flavor to the tea mix. You know what I'm saying? I think it gives it like a bit of a kind of not fizz, but like it makes it likes your mouth is full of stars kind of situation.
That's incredibly vague.
What the fuck do you want?
What do stars taste like?
A person at a restaurant told me that this weekend when I drank some sparkling sake. So I think it's a perfectly cromulent way, but it just doesn't make it fizzy, but it makes it it's a little tingly. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Okay.
It adds a bit of that mouth feel to the normal tea drinking experience.
Okay. A full-bodied tea.
Yes, it's a very full-bodied tea.
Nice. Well, I love a good tea. You know this about me, Jeremy.
That's not my recipe. That's my recipe.
Oh. So what's your recipe?
Guess what? One and the same.
Wow.
And let me review our recipes for this week episode. From Ben, we have Clutie dumplings. Meowstic Clutie dumplings.
Yeah, we do.
From Evan, we have sticky Meowstic. Is that how you call it? It's like sticky chicken, right?
Yeah.
Meow sticky wicket stick wicket.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Meow sticky wicket.
The tails are sticky.
Yes. From me, we have Meow's tea. So everyone be voting. And Ben, who's the winner?
Well, the fact that there's only 3 of us here makes this a lot easier. But Jeremy is the winner with 2 votes. And I got Evan's vote. Or not Evan's vote, Jeremy's vote.
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought the name Clutie Dumpling was very funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And it was really funny to hear the person in the video explaining, because she kept calling it a puddin. A puddin.
A little puddin.
A puddin. Or I can't remember exactly how she said it, but it was very adorable.
Us and the British have very different ideas of what puddings are.
Yes.
Very.
Yeah. But congratulations, Jeremy.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Without the spoiler Ian Davis, I can finally win.
Fourth party candidate, Ian Davis.
Ian Davis is like a libertarian candidate in a close race.
He can swing the election and battleground episodes.
Yes. All right. Well, let's move on to everyone's favorite section of the show. It's called Wailord's Mail Horde. It's where we read these emails sent in by listeners to the show. They can be comments, questions, or recipes. Evan, I've heard that Mike has another email for us.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
I can read it, Evan, if you don't want.
But I have to be Mike.
Oh, okay. It's gonna throw off the voice, voice to email.
Yeah, exactly. People won't know who's writing in anymore.
Yeah.
Hold on. Evan has to be like Mike.
Oh shit!
Man, I get to put on his sneakers.
That would be kind of fun, actually, to like, if like to get a day in the life of like an email.
I guess so.
That's like a sequel to You Got Mail or something. All right, I got it. Here we go. Hey boys, psychic kitty qu'est-ce que c'est? I see. I see. It's set to I should have read the subtext. It's set to Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads. Psychic kitty qu'est-ce que c'est? So Meowstic, what more is there to say? Apparently, they're aggressive and very powerful. After discussing apple pies at length with Ed recently, and with Thanksgiving coming up, I've got pie on my mind. Presupposition: Meowstic is blue because they're actually psychic blueberries.
Oh shit!
That is a reach, but I will give it to you.
I wish that's how food worked.
Yeah,
a real Veruca Salt situation.
Seriously, gonna make for you a Meowstic blueberry crumb pie. Mix flour, water, salt in a bowl for your crust dough. Roll it out. Lay this over a pie tin. Is Meowstic one gigantic blueberry, or if you cut it open, is it filled with blueberries? I'm undecided, so let me know, boys.
If an animal was a bunch of small fruit in like
it's just a piñata.
That'd be very funny.
Yeah. Take your whole Meowstic. Oh, go ahead, Ben. What's your verdict here?
I don't know. I'm having difficulty with this presupposition. There's very little like blueberry like image, except for that it's blue. On Meowstic proper. And I'm a little bit disturbed by the idea that it might be filled with blueberries.
Yeah. That's the tail is full of blueberries or something. And anyway, so you take your whole Meowstic or scoop out some blueberry guts. Oh, I don't like that. And put it in a saucepan over medium heat with sugar, water, and cornstarch until nice and thick. Pour into your pie crust. For the crumb topping, mix flour, sugar, cinnamon, melted butter. Very important that it's melted. Once mixed, grab a handful of the crumb mixture and let it squish out between your fingers on top of that pie. Bake at 400 degrees for 45 minutes or until both the exposed pie crust and crumb topping are golden brown. Serve with vanilla ice cream and dollop of alchemy whipped topping. Who knows if they would let you call it whipped cream?
Okay, like who is they?
Yeah, who
the
is
government?
yeah. Best enjoyed on a brisk autumn evening with friends. Bone apple tea, Mike.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much for writing in.
I just noticed that Meowstic is the quote-unquote constraint Pokemon. I don't know what that means.
What is it constrained to?
A monogamous relationship.
What constraints?
I just thought that I would bring that up. Closing thought.
All right. In conclusion. All right. Well, that's all of our recipes sent in this week, but you can always send in your recipes at ichoosepod@gmail.com. It's ACHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Now we get to pick next week's Pokemon on a segment I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you randomly generate a number between 650 and 721?
I can indeed. Next week is 721.
Oh,
the last one.
Oh,
the last one.
So next week we're cooking another legendary. It's Volcanion, the steam Pokemon.
Nice.
Oh, right. It has like a ring.
Yeah, it does have a ring on its
Things
back.
are gonna get steamy.
Oh shit. Spa day, if I do say so myself. So join us, send in your Volcanion recipes. I think I'll be a hoot and a half if I do say so myself. But in the meantime, let's talk about plugs. Where can we find you on the internet? Ben, can you start?
Yeah, you can find me these days on the old Tumblr.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, bringing it back.
Yeah.
Bringing it back. I am not
2012?
I wish. That's why I log on every day. I'm like, how many supernatural memes can I see right now?
In the early morning when you first open up your phone and go on Tumblr, you could almost pretend that it was a decade ago.
Yeah, I can. Which is why I'm there. So you can follow me at Ben C. Montoya. Yep.
All right, cool. Evan.
I'm having a bit of an internet identity crisis at the moment because Twitter is going under. So I'm in between socials at the moment. So I'll just say you can, again, no one wrote me a nice email from the last week episode, so please feel free to do so, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
I like that you're between social media, so you're like, I'm just gonna go back to email.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Please email me like a newsletter or something.
Maybe just tweet all the things that you would normally tweet. Just send to Evan via email.
Yeah, plain text, copy paste them into an email so that I can read them, including popular replies. No, who knows? Maybe I'll start up a blog or something like a GeoCities website, or I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's bring fucking GeoCities back. Musk, give me GeoCities.
He won't give it to you.
Well,
I guarantee it.
You know what? He should give it to me. I'm still on Twitter at VelocityPrime1. That's also the name of my Tumblr account if you want to go check.
There you go.
But I'm still on Twitter for the time being. I enjoy watching the drama. It's very funny.
Yeah.
I have to admit it, and I will say after, it's also funny to watch certain people online be mad about the results of last week's election. It's I got to admit, also pretty funny.
Let's just say it, Republicans fucking suck it.
Let's just say it.
Yeah.
It is legitimately funny. Can't deny it. So that's that. I can't leave yet. I'm gonna be there until fucking I open it and it's got a 404 page on it. So
yeah.
We're going till the doors close.
Yes.
Last call.
There's gonna be a band playing going down on the Titanic like a string quartet, but they fucking play the Nyan Cat song
or closing time. Yeah,
closing time.
Anyway, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay on Twitter.
Yes.
Oh no.
But that's the situation there. So please enjoy that. Lastly but not leastly, check out the-avocado.org. I've got some writing up there. Jeremy Zelek at the-avocado. And that wraps it up for this week's I Choose You. You can, if you've enjoyed our show, you can find it on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and your podcast catcher of choice. If you like the show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to make us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, may I suggest checking out our social media pages. I Choose Pod at Gmail. Oops, that's the incorrect one. I Choose Pod at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok to hang out with fellow Choosies, submit recipes, and just talk about how cool, funny, and awesome we all are. If you want more of the I Choose You community, head over to the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. Ben, I've heard we have some sort of community event happening soon.
What?
Yeah, there's going to be a community event on the Discord on Sunday, November 20th at 5:30. Instead, we moved the time, 5:30 Pacific time. And we're going to be screening a movie.
Yes, it's movie night. It's movie night when I Choose You, and I'm deciding what the movie is going to be. But I will be taking input. So if you have a type of movie that you would like to see, genre, tone, decade, all that kind of stuff, I'm always willing to take that input so I can curate the finest, most enjoyable movie experience.
So join us on the Discord. It'll be a good time.
Yes.
A hoot and a half, as I like to say. Lastly, but not leastly, check out the official I Choose You website, ichooseyou.menu. Designed by one Evan Aubrey, includes a full episode archive and a merch store. Fun stuff. Check it out at ichooseyou.menu. I think that covers it. So for the show, I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
And I've been your Evan Aubrey.
And to all the listeners out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
Yeah, I choose you. Yeah, I choose you.
Everybody wants to be a master. Chef. Everybody wants to show their skill. In the kitchen, everybody wants to cook that cruncher. Finny in at the top of the grill. Each time you fry, gonna cook it just a little bit better. Each taste you try, boy, this frokie is nice and tender. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3.